Hello, everybody. This is Gary. I was introducing you to my series this month. I'm going through the Book of Revelation through the month of July. Um, I hope you all enjoy this series. I hope it touches your heart in some way and it makes you think about what the future's holding and what it means to you. Um, Again, like I said, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, you will also see Marquita on my site too. Every once in a while, if not every day. I don't know, because I'm not as up on the YouTubing as she is. But again, I hope you do enjoy this. If you do, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. Have a good day. Bye. Hello, everybody. This is Gary.
I'm Marquita.
I'm just now starting on to these quotes of the day and Marquita started.
Bible verses
of the day. I'm just starting.
Hold on. You can continue talking. I'm just putting it on.
Okay. I'm going to start and I'm going to do Revelation the rest of the month. I'm going to key things in it because I'm really into it. I'm going to start with Revelation 1, 10 and 11.
Oh, do y'all see? Gary is taller than me sitting down, but I'm taller than him standing up.
Oh, yeah. And John says, I was in the Spirit of the Lord's day and heard behind me a great voice, as of a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write to a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia.
Okay, we now know.
Unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, and unto Pergamos, and unto Thyatira, and unto Sardi, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea.
Is that the name of the churches?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Girls, can you please hold on for a second, guys. I'm sorry, guys. The girls came in being rude.
Okay, I'm going to go back and refresh. I'm going to do 10 through 16 of Revelation 1.
Okay.
Or just the first part of Revelation. Okay. John said, I was in the Spirit of the Lord's day, and heard behind me a great voice as a trumpet, saying, I am Alpha and Omega, the first and the last. And what thou seest, write in a book, and send it unto the 7 churches which are in Asia, unto Ephesus, and unto Smyrna, unto Pergamos, unto Thyatira, and unto Sardia, and unto Philadelphia, and unto Laodicea. And I turned to see the voice that spoke with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks, and in the midst of the 7 golden candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the feet, and girded about. Is that Paps?
P-A-P-S.
Yeah, Paps, with a golden girdle. His head and his hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters, and he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth went a sharp 2-edged sword, and his countenance was as the sun shineth in its strength. That was Revelation 10 through 16.
16.
It's describing what
the first one.
The
king.
The initial king is going to be like. Okay. That's going to send out his angels to divvy out the plagues on the earth. Mm-hmm. I chose this. I think it's an important book, particularly nowadays, for everybody to refresh their mind on what's yet to come, and it's coming quick, in my opinion. I realize that this description is just an interpretation of what he saw, the best way he knew how to say it,
and then best that somebody translated it from Latin to English.
It's basically describing the opposite of the beast.
Yes. And I had something to say. This has nothing to do with nothing, but if y'all know me, y'all know me. We was watching Finding Hitler, and I told Gary, I said, well, who said that Hitler's dead? How can you prove that he's dead? That's what they was trying to prove. Well, was he dead? I said, okay, we know that some of his soldiers escaped under different names to different places. Okay, how old was he? Or how old would he be now? And I say that to say that could Hitler be somebody that's in Washington, D.C.?
I would say he was.
But
I'm thinking he was in his 30s when World War II started.
And Gary brought up a good thing. But, okay. But remember, 45, Captain Bonespurs didn't go. Because he got a note from his doctor. He said he got a note from his doctor. But Garrett, say what you said that you thought
about his dad.
Yeah. If not 45.
Since his dad came from Germany, could he have come in an assumed name, and Trump's dad really be Hitler? Because the only proof that they had, that they dug up and could find anything to do with Hitler's death was a female skull.
Well, it was a skull that was thin, but it was charred.
But they felt like they thought it was a female skull. It didn't appear to be a male skull, which we know that he killed his girlfriend, Eva Braun, and I think that's what they found, thinking it was Hitler's bones. And I think the soldiers with him went and buried that, labeled it as Hitler's grave. So if they came back, they could get that, because at that time they didn't have the technology to determine whether it was male or female.
Yep.
So
and they were
under the assumption it was him, and I think they snuck him across the border, and he's set up residence somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because by my estimation, I would say Hitler would probably be about, if he's still alive right now, it's going to probably be about 90 to 95.
And then
because
45
I'm guessing Hitler was about 35 when my grandfather went in to the war. He was in his late 20s, and he died at 85. So.
And then 45 is 74. He just turned 74.
And I don't know how old his dad would have been right now.
Yeah, because I don't know how old his daddy was to him.
But it would, under the circumstances, with him being 74, Dad would have been 70-something now. So it's about the right age.
Yeah.
So it could easily have been that, and with his way of thinking.
Yeah, because I mean, he said his daddy was
got a concentration camp going right now to get rid of people that he feels unworthy.
There is evidence that his daddy was a proud member of the Aryan nation. Proudly, he wore his robes outright without covering his face.
For all we know, he formed it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Now, where did we leave off?
Okay. So that's our thought of the Aryan nation.
Off it again. Oh no, it just fell in my. I think the poison got to it.
I hope that he didn't make it across the pond into the United States. But if he did, Earl has to die. Just like these fuckers. Yes, I went from Dixie Chicks to Oranishi. Y'all know I quote Oranishi because Oranishi. But anything else you want to say?
I'm going to continue on this with Revelation. If you follow it, I think you'll see what I'm talking about by where it's closed.
And we're going to try to do the whole book in July. I'm doing Bible verse of the day. Gary is doing Revelations. So I will try to tell y'all every one of my videos, which I already shot 4 of my videos. I'm about to shoot up to current date, which today is the 7th. So I gotta do 3 videos today, but I will remind y'all in the 3 videos that I'm doing today. So yeah.
And starting tomorrow, if I'm going to try to do probably about 10 verses each day or more, so we can get kind of caught up. Because if you take every verse in Revelation, it would be 14, about 15 verses per day that needs to be done to get you through the end of July. And since I missed the first 7 days,
yeah, this is the first one.
I'll try. Some of mine might be a little longer.
Yeah.
Because I need to try to get caught back up. But I feel like it's an important thing to get out right now, and I hope you enjoy it as I go through it.
And learn something.
I'll be praying about it that I can come up with the right words to interpret what it means to me.
Yeah.
It may not mean the same thing to you. God's word means something different to everyone that reads it.
Yeah.
So by all means, read it for yourself.
Yeah.
And see what you get out of it. But it's important. I think it's an important book because this earth's old, and we're getting towards the end of it now.
Especially with
we don't know the exact day he's going to come, but the signs are there that it's close.
Yeah.
It may not be in my lifetime, and it may not be in my kid's lifetime.
Yeah.
But I think it might be sooner.
Yeah. That's like one of my biggest fears, that I don't want my kids here when we're going through the final battle, because I will take their place and my own place in the final battle. I don't want them here for that. And
I think just through watching some of the, I won't say obituaries, but the ones that, there's more of the stronger people that I know that are strong Christians that have passed away more frequently here lately.
Yeah.
And I think God is starting to build his front line for the war.
And I really hope this don't happen, but I think if Mary died, I think she's one of the SEALs. If y'all don't know
Hold on one second.
If y'all don't know who Mary Fry is, y'all go over to the Fry Life. And her husband Peter Fry are the sweetest people. Like, I never met him.
Very strong Christian.
Very strong Christian. He's a preacher. And she was born with cystic fibrosis, and she every day she prays. Every day she's fighting for her life. You know, so for her to be so sick, because she was born with it, so it's not like she just gradually got it. She was born with it.
And for those who don't know who she is and what's going on, well, I know, but
okay.
She is currently in the hospital right now. She had sinus surgery yesterday.
Oh, did they do it? Because remember they
which
did
has
it
been a
last
little
year.
bit of a delay, but she was supposed to go in this past Friday originally to
get tested.
To start the process of having a double lung transplant and a liver transplant. But it's being delayed. I think she said 2 weeks. They're going to give her time to get recover from the sinus surgery, and then she's they're going to go. So they're probably going to keep her in the whole time regardless, because they want to keep her stable and keep her.
You said liver too, right?
Yeah, liver.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you said liver. I didn't hear liver.
Double lung and liver transplant. So she's in very bad health.
Yeah.
And
we've been watching her for almost 2 years, 2.5 years. Been watching her husband's story, and she was always too healthy to be on the transplant list to get the lung and liver transplant. But she's too sick. What was it? She's too sick. She was too sick for something, but she was too healthy to get the lung transplant. And like everybody was like, we don't see how. But I don't know anything about. Okay. Yeah. So we and so everybody was trying to figure out how she was too healthy to get a lung transplant, because she has, to me, and I don't know I'm learning everything about cystic fibrosis from her, and she has said multiple times that everybody's cystic fibrosis is different. I do understand. And I had to take a break from watching her when she got bad. So we were trying to figure out how she was too healthy. And like I said, she was saying that everybody's cystic fibrosis is different, which I do know that, because I have sickle cell trait. Not to apples and oranges. I'm just saying I have sickle cell trait. My sickle cell trait acts like sickle cell anemia. Not everybody, like, and that's one thing that makes me mad, and I know that's probably one thing that makes her mad when people's like, oh, well, my friend or my sister or my dad or somebody in my family has cystic fibrosis and they're not, XYZ. And it's like, okay, but theirs is different than mine. Yes, we have CF, but not all CF is equal, is not equally. Same thing with me. I have sickle cell trait. Mine is not like yours if you have it. My doctor told me I cannot fly. My doctor told me I can't go deep sea diving, which is not, I'm not mad at it.
That's what she's going to do anyway.
I don't like water on my face. I have a water phobia. So deep sea diving
it's a no-no.
It's
never going to happen.
It's not a problem. Me flying, I'm afraid of heights. So it's not like I'm losing anything when it comes to that. But also with that, I'm anemic, extremely anemic. Where I have to get iron infusions. My body does not absorb nutrients and vitamins that I need. Hence, the billies. So I can't take calcium. I could take calcium, but I can also be in pain. Because I take calcium, it sits on my stomach, then it sours on my stomach, and then I'm like sick. I'm sick from when it sours on my stomach, and I'm sitting because it's not digesting. My body does not digest it. So I can't take calcium. The calcium chews, calcium liquid. Both of them has too much sugar in it to where if I take it, I might as well not take it because I'm pooping out that calcium in other things that I have in my body because it has too much sugar. B12, I can't take the B12 pills. The ones that dissolve and the ones that you can take because they're just like sugar pills to me, or placebo pills, because they all it does is goes in, comes out, like not like dumping, but like my body doesn't absorb none of it, so I have to get B12 shots once a month. So with all that said, I know how Mary feels with CF. I know
I've got asthma. So
yeah, and he has
I understand how she is on the cough
which
and stuff.
He could have CF, just not diagnosed because he was born in the 60s. Really, you're just gonna just.
Well, I'm sorry, I had a cough. I feel a tickle in my throat.
But all I'm saying is,
I can't believe this.
I know how she feels when people say that her CF is not like somebody else's CF. And I know how she feels that she feels like, okay, I am extremely sick. What do you mean I'm healthy? And she
that sounds really stupid.
I mean, she will even say my team says that Gary, hold up. We're just gonna end it.
Yeah.
Pray for Mary. Pray for Mary. That's just all I'm saying.
Pray.